welcome to the BC YouTube channel, and we're just going to look at the warm-up process for squats. So again, surprise, surprise, we've got this band again, and we're back to shoulders, and that's obviously because we want to be nice and mobile through our, because you're putting your shoulders in external rotation, we want to be really mobile. So 10 of these, then we're going to get the thicker band, and like the deadlifts, we're going to use it to warm up our hammies. So we're also going to move quite dynamically, and we'll go through 10 of those, and I'm puffing it like 4, and then grab a dumbbell, and with a bit of a nice wide stance, we're going to squat and press. And obviously, doing a few body weight squats plus a 5 kilo, prepping yourself for squats, probably not a bad idea. So that's the little warm-up protocol for a squat. Now, let me just say, if you thought the bench press was uncomfortable, I reckon the squat's worse. And someone asked me to do a video about whether or not to use a belt, and we're really big fans of using belts here, and it's pretty rare. Like, what you do is you always take a leaf out of the best people in the business. So whether it's a CrossFitter or a weightlifter or a powerlifter, so we look at, okay, well, who does the best squats? Powerlifters. They lift, you know, up to, I don't know, nowadays 450 crazy kilos. And I don't think you'd see someone do it without a squat. Why? Because we need something to brace against, basically, to keep it short and sharp. So what we also want to do, like the bench, is create a lot of stiffness through the back. So you also want to have quite a bit of contact with the bar. So the setup becomes very important. And all of a sudden, you're no longer just walking up and under the bar, walking back and off you go. It's not like that. So you'll watch a powerlifter, YouTube someone else, and you'll see that they actually take their time. Now, we've got a mono lift here. We're not going to use the mono today. I'll do it as if we're doing it in a power rack. I personally like to get under the bar really low because it really throws me if I come up and I hit the lip in the power rack. It drives me mental. So I just prefer to scoop down really low. So, and I'll also start to think about the hands, where their placement is, and what your elbows are going to do. And what I've been taught is to try to get your left elbow into your right pocket and right elbow into your left pocket. You'll see a lot of lifters lifting, squatting like this, but we actually want that. I don't like, there's a lot of cues that don't work well for people, and so I'll try and avoid too many cues. But anyway, we get under the bar. Now this is a low bar squat, so it's down somewhere between the rear delts and the traps, the top of the traps. And then I come up, walk back. Now, everybody's feet's going to be different, okay? For me, I'm fairly wide, and I have my toes out, and from that position, if you can see that my back is relatively stiff, the scapula's retracted, and I'm going to take a big breath in, down, and up. Now, if I was going to do that whole thing in one correctly, you'll notice that I'm actually going to take 2 breaths. And the first one is when I come under the bar before I unrack, so that my diaphragm is filled up, and when I lift the bar off, it actually feels really lightweight on my back. Then I'll take another breath in. So let's watch that. So we'll go something like and down we go again. And then we walk back in and rack. I think it's really important with the squat. I mean, every textbook virtually will say that we squat like that, but it is always going to come down to your own lever system, what works well for you, what feels good, what doesn't. So I think what I'm trying to say is don't let anyone kind of tell you, oh, it should be X, Y, or Z. You might change your foot position a few times over a few years to find what really works well for you. Like I said, that tends to work well for most people. If we slightly turn our toes out, that will allow a better contraction of the quad, and it will also bring in glutes. And of course, with a low bar squat, you want to use your glutes. You don't want to just